Hi guys, and welcome back to another Championship prediction video. Last time we got one score correct, Swansea beating Sunderland 2-1. Can we get some more right here? I definitely hope so. Now before we get into the predictions, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, on the road to 200 subs. So let's try and make that happen. If you enjoy the content, make sure that you don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's get into our predictions. And starting off with Luton up against QPR, and both these sides are in great form. Both have only lost one out of their last 9. But QPR have won their last 3. They've got more wins in that period. And that's why I'm favouring them. When QPR are at it, they are a brilliant side at this level, and I don't see many teams being able to stop them. So I'm going to go QPR to win 2-1. Rotherham take on Huddersfield next. And the home side Rotherham haven't won in their last 4 games. However, Huddersfield have won 2 out of their last 4 in better form. They beat Hull 2-0 in their last game. But Huddersfield have only picked up 1 point away this season. So they're very poor on the road. And that's why I'm favouring Rotherham to win 2-1. Bristol City take on Millwall now, and Bristol City have finally got a win after 5 games without one, losing 4 of them. They got a 2-1 win against Preston in midweek. Millwall are strange because away from home they've only picked up 2 points this season, and in every game apart from one they've conceded 2 goals. So on the road they are not very good. At home, it's a different story. They won their last game 2-0 against Middlesbrough, and they tend to pick up a decent amount of points at home, but they are away here, so Bristol City to win 2-1. A big one now as Burnley face Swansea. And how's Vincent Kompany getting on? Well, Burnley have still only lost 1 game this season. There's just a lot of draws in there, but they're very, very hard to beat. And they won their last game 1-0 against Coventry. Swansea have won 4 in a row, including last weekend, 2-1 against Sunderland, my correct score. And they're looking like a very, very strong side. And they struggled at the start of the season. So I feel like this is the Swansea we were expecting this season, and they're finally kicking in. It's just how far can they take it? And I think they're going to do well here, getting a point in a 1-1 draw. Cardiff up against Coventry now. Cardiff unbeaten in 3, won their last 2 games in a row, and beat Wigan 3-1 last time out. Coventry still only won 1 game this season, and they lost their last one 1-0 against Burnley. Before that it was 0-0 with Bristol City, so not too many goals, which is why this one is going to be my 0-0. Middlesbrough take on Blackburn now. And Middlesbrough, how are they doing under their new coach? Well, they won their first game 1-0 at home against Blues, but they lost in their last game away 2-0 to Millwall. Now luckily for them, they're awful away, but it doesn't matter because they're home here. Which means I think they could get some points, because they're against the Blackburn side that have lost their last 3 away games in a row without scoring. And for that reason, I'm going to go Middlesbrough to win 1-0. Preston up against Stoke next. And Preston picked up some good results. A win against West Brom and a win against Norwich. But they did lose in midweek 2-1 against Bristol City. Stoke got a brilliant result at the weekend, a 3-1 win over Sheffield United. Didn't see that one coming at all. And I'm not sure where to go with this one. I think these 2 teams are quite difficult to call. And for that reason, and Preston's early form, I'm going to go down the middle, 1-1. Reading up against West Brom. And how's Steve Bruce doing? Well, he's gone. He's out the door, West Brom sacked him, and I'm not surprised. 8 games in a row without a win, just the 1 win all season. It made sense that Bruce had to go. West Brom have such a good side. and they're not performing. They're making a lot of mistakes and they needed to change it up. Now the home side, Reading, lost their last game. It was 2-1 against QPR, but they are the best home side in the division. 16 points, top of the home table. Is there going to be a new manager bounce? Are Reading going to be able to keep their home form up? Well, with West Brom, there's not many goals in the side. And I don't know if that's due to Bruce or just the team in general. And Reading, they do like to play well at home, which is making me favour Reading. They're going to win it to me. Reading to win 1-0. Sheffield United up against Blackpool next. And these two teams were both involved in 3-1 games at the weekend. However, Sheffield United lost 3-1 against Stoke, and that's 2 losses in a row now. Are they starting to struggle? It's quite surprising because they were in such good form, but 2 losses in a row, one against Stoke, who aren't pulling up too many trees, makes me think that maybe Sheffield United are a bit vulnerable. Blackpool, on the other hand, got a brilliant 3-1 victory over Watford, but I don't think they're going to get anything from this one because Sheffield United, even though they're in a bit of bad form, are a brilliant side, I think. So I'm going to go Sheffield United to win 2-0. 2 newly promoted sides face off, Sunderland against Wigan. And who's started the better? Well, Sunderland started decently, but are now winless in 4, drawing 3 and losing at the weekend 2-1 against Swansea. Wigan, on the other hand, they won 1-0 at the weekend and they are playing very well. At least they are away. At home, not so good, but away, they are top of the away table. I'm very surprised, but they just seem to pick up a lot of points on the road. Very hard to beat. And for that reason, I think Wigan are going to win here 2-1. 2 teams that came down from the Premier League next. Watford up against Norwich. And Slaven Bilic came in with a 4-0 win against Stoke. And I thought, and I think a lot of others did, Watford are back. They're going to start picking up a lot of points. How have they got on since then? Well, they lost 2-1 against Swansea and then 3-1 against Blackpool. Not great results at all, and it's not what I was expecting. Norwich lost their last game 3-2 against Preston and are currently second in the league, joint on points with Sheffield United and QPR. This is a big one. Where do I see it going? Well, Watford, even though they've struggled a bit under Slaven Bilic, they've got the quality. Norwich also have a lot of quality, but I think that's why I can't call this one either way. I think Watford will turn up on the big occasion, so I'm going to go down the middle and exciting 2-2. And on Sunday, Hull take on Blues. Now Hull have lost 6 out of their last 7 fixtures. They lost their last one 2-0 against Huddersfield. Blues have only lost 1 out of their last 6, which is very surprising. We're in very good form and we beat Bristol City 3-0 last weekend. Very happy with that. Centre-backs with all 3 goals, Trusty 2, Sanderson 1. And it was a dominant display. We were very, very good. And I'm starting to see what's happening with this Eustace side now. They're doing very, very well. We look strong. We look defensively sound. We have looked a bit short of goals. But hopefully, if they start coming, we could be looking at a mid-table finish here, which I'd be very happy with. How do we get on normally against Hull? Well, our last 6 results haven't been so good. 3 draws and 3 losses. Hull seem to be a bogey side, but I'm optimistic and I'm going to go Blues to win 2-1. So, those are my predictions for these upcoming Championship fixtures. Make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more Championship content. Up the Blues!